Okay, Punjabi chole is a little involved dish, but we're going to do it in simple and easy steps. As step one, soak chana about 2.5 cups, as you can see. Just put it in a small bowl, put some water, and soak them overnight. It's important that you soak them overnight so that the chana absorbs all the water and just remains nice and soft for cooking in the morning. Okay, all you do is soak and we're good for tonight. This is step one. Okay, step two, we're going to boil the chana, but not just simply boil, with some spices, as you can see. And this step will explain how we're going to do this and to what level. Spices: 1 cinnamon stick small size, 2 cardamom, 1 star anise, 3 cloves, and 2 tea bags. Put them all in a bounty. I use bounty. You can use a muslin cloth. You don't need to put the tea bags into it. You can need a muslin cloth or something which is perforated. Make sure they are not disintegrating. So just put them like this. Put it at the bottom of the cooker. Yep, like that. The overnight chana which you soaked, will be strain them out and put it into the pressure cooker. Add the tea bags on the top and add water, just enough to soak the entire level of chana. Not a lot of water because it will take longer time to cook then. Add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. The salt will get very nicely absorbed when it's pressure cooked. It's always good to add them now and then add less later because it's better that way. It gets absorbed very well. Okay, keep it for 3 whistles. 3 whistles, that's all you require. While the chana is cooking, let's make some masala. We're going to make it from scratch. 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, 1 tablespoon of jeera, 1.5 tablespoons of coriander seeds, 3 peppercorns. I've kept them out right there. 3 peppercorns, 2 red chilies, 3 Kashmiri chilies. The Kashmiri chilies don't have any spice. It gives a nice flavor as well as color to the whole masala. Now we're going to saute them and grind them. We're going to see that in a minute. Now let's saute the spices over medium to a high flame. Sauteing actually brings out the flavor much better. You don't need to saute a lot. A couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes is good until the flavor comes out in a beautiful fashion. Now for step 4, ingredients for the gravy. 1 large onion, 5 or 6 garlic cloves, 1 small piece of ginger, 7 or 8 medium-sized tomatoes. Cut the onion into half. 1 half finely chop it. The second half you can have it in little bigger bulks as we are going to grind them along with the dry spices we just roasted. Put the dry spices along with the bulky chopped onions, ginger, garlic and a couple of tomatoes and grind them nicely to a fine paste. I try to grind the tomatoes inside, that way you don't need to put water and the tomato waters itself, so the chana looks a little thicker and nice. Look at the consistency, that's how you want it, like a tomato paste. Now for step 5, once the pressure has been released, drain the chana using a strainer. Very important, do not throw away the water. We'll be using that water for cooking. Throw away the tea bags, throw away the muslin cloth, whatever you use for the spices, but keep the spices you can throw into the actual dish. But the spices has already been infused into the chana, so chana's got all the good spices here. Beautiful. As a last step, let's bring them all together. Heat oil in a pan, 1 cinnamon stick, couple of bay leaves, 1 star anise, 2 cloves, 2 cardamom, open it up. That way it kind of fries in the oil. Once the oil heated up and spices are sputtering, put the finely chopped onions and saute them until onion is nicely cooked, mushy, and the smell of the onion goes away. It should nicely mix with the spices and give a beautiful aroma. Now let's add the masala which we did in the previous step. Look at that. It comes out in a paste, like a tomato paste, a nice texture. Make sure you get everything. What we're going to now do is, remember we had the water drained out of the chana. Don't use any other water, but use this water and mix it up. Take out the rest and put it in and shake it up, yep, nicely, and put them in and mix it with the onion. Make sure the onion is cooked well before you do this step. Once the masala is nicely mixed up with the onion, add the chopped tomatoes. The rest of the tomatoes, just chop it up. There are some part which we actually crushed it along with the masala. Rest of the tomatoes, chop and add it. Add a teaspoon or teaspoon and a half of turmeric powder or manjal. You don't need to add any other spice as everything is in there. Add 1 teaspoon of tamarind or puli. Mix up nicely. That gives the nice flavor. 1 or 1.5 teaspoon of salt. Remember, you have already salted the chanas. Now all we are salting is the masala part of it. Mix them all together nicely so that they cook in medium flame. Now add some chana masala. This is the only store-bought masala we will be adding for the entire dish. Everything else we're doing from scratch. This gives a little bit of better flavor. Mix it up thoroughly. Just a teaspoon or teaspoon and a half is good. Mix them up nicely. And now what we're going to do is get that water, what we have, and about 50% of the water you added, the rest of the water from the chana, and mix them up. Look at the gravy coming up nicely. Just make sure everything is good. Okay, now we are ready to put the chana strained. Put them into the gravy, mix them up nicely. All we're going to do is take the rest of the water and put it into this so that all the masalas get nicely absorbed into the chana. Let it simmer for some time, probably about 5 to 6 minutes. Okay. The next ingredient we're going to put is basically coconut milk. Coconut milk actually brings out the flavor very nicely and also adds a very creamy texture to the whole gravy and make it very homogeneous. So put it in, stir it in nicely, and make sure it's all nicely mixed up. The last ingredient we're going to put is actually kasuri methi. Take kasuri methi teaspoon or teaspoon and a half in your hand. Actually crush it with your fingers before you put it in and nicely mix it up. It brings out fantastic flavor to the whole masala. I think we're done here. The gravy is coming up very nicely. Transfer it to a nice vessel and garnish it with ginger, green chili, and if you want, some fresh coriander. And of course, what good is a good chana without a nice deep fried bhatura? We'll make that in another episode. Bye for now.